you have to get someone else that's super fucking awesome.
We're not breaking up.
Which is never going to happen. Because I'm the super awesomest.
Well, we're going to have to get a move on that so we can get our threshold.
Yeah.
With views and whatnot.
Yeah.
People can start fucking paying us in hand jobs and hickeys.
Yeah. Hey, you!
Anyway, Griffin, how you doing, good sir? For some reason, I'm editing the information. I have edited the information of this show on Twitch, and it's not changing. What's yours say? I changed it. It won't change. It's so stupid.
What are you talking about?
It's the most horrible thing about Twitch. I changed it to Season 2, Episode 1.
Oh.
And it's being retarded.
Well, it's probably because they'd probably have to close it out, go back in.
It's bullshit. See?
Don't do that.
No, I just opened it up and it's there.
Don't do that. Just stay here. It's okay.
This is why we're going to break up.
Nate's being super anal right now.
Yeah, I hear you, Griffin. Oh, fuck. So, another day, huh?
Yeah, another day. Special announcement today.
We do?
Super pumped.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be super sweet.
We're going to insert something.
Cuddle time.
The title isn't wrong. What's yours show? He's fucking with me. See? That's right.
Yeah, says we're too low.
You're too low.
Crank it up.
Yeah, I think I might have had it all tuned down from last week.
Cool. Thanks for being on the ball.
Yeah. How about now? Rectum.
How about we pump up the jams?
Ooh, pump it up. I did have everything turned down from last week, though. Anyway, guys, today is the day.
The day.
D-Day. Or...
The day.
I just wanted to say D.
D, not the. You like the D, don't you? Anyways.
No music yet. We are working on that,
yes.
Believe me.
We're going to go over our plans for a bunch of stuff here shortly. We're going to lay everything out for you guys and kind of tell you where we're going from here on out after we discuss the name.
And I guess might as well not wait any longer. We want to welcome you guys to Insert Podcast Here, Season 2, Episode 1. To start, we feel like we're going to put the 4 initial episodes, not so much behind us, but we're going to start fresh with the title that was chosen and created by none other than Griffin.
Yeah.
So congrats, first of all, to Griffin. Yeah. Big congrats. That was... I think right from the get-go, we loved that name. There was 2 very close contenders.
Yeah, there was. We had some really, really good submissions.
I don't think I'm going to tell anybody what our second and third place was yet, but let's just say that Griffin didn't have all 3 of them.
Yeah.
No, we're very happy with the title. We hope everyone else likes it as much as we do.
Yeah, because it really... We did kind of just jump into this whole thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
for
we
sure.
knew based off of what we had done previously, what we really wanted to talk about. We got, tech and video games. That's our biggest passion. But then as we're going through and we're trying to book future shows and talk things out, we didn't really want to have any boundaries. So we didn't want a name that was going to kind of keep us locked into a certain specific thing. Mm-hmm. So with this, we feel like now we can just kind of bring in whatever the hell we want, whatever you guys want. We can discuss it. We can have more musicians on the show and stuff like that, which I already have a lead on another band, really good band that might be coming in and stuff like that. But it was just, I felt like the name really suited a podcast that was just going to be this general overall thing.
Right.
And
I mean, everybody's got more than just one interest for the most part, and that's like us. Obviously, he's really heavy into the gaming.
Yeah. I could really sit here and talk about gaming the entire time.
I mean, there's a multitude of things that I might not be a professional at, nor are you. I mean, you think you are. But, we love so many things. So why not make a show that everybody and their brother can like? We felt like Insert Podcast Here was absolutely perfect. So again, thank you, Griffin.
Yep.
Like, killer name.
Yeah.
We both felt it, I think, at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We cuddled afterwards.
So much cuddling.
A lot of cuddling.
Yeah. So,
Anyway, so cheers to the title. On that note, we did contact Griffin late last night about winning. He opted out of picking a game as a prize. Rather, he wants us to donate the full $60 towards his stackup.org. He does 2 12-hour live streams to raise money for this organization.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great deal. We're going to put the links below when this is on YouTube. And actually, if we have a moderator, maybe Griffin, he can throw that in the chat. So at least someone can do a little research about it if you never heard about it.
Yeah.
But it's a great thing he's doing. And we want to support it. Last year, he raised over $3,000. It's incredible.
Yeah.
We get a group of 4 for Extra Life, and we barely touch 1,000.
Yeah.
But on that note, ready to burn.
Yeah, everything's good. Not just discrediting him and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But I mean, those are incredible numbers, and
Yep.
props to him for doing that. We're more than happy to throw that $60 into something so good, you know. So he threw that.
Thank you.
Yeah, he threw that idea at us and stuff like that, and it's going to be, we're more than happy to do that. So.
Yep. The link is in the chat there if you didn't notice that.
Yeah, but we're still pretty adamant on, doing a game giveaway and stuff like that. So we started kicking around ideas and everything, and Nate had a, pretty solid plan.
I kind of think what I want to do is, excuse me. I think what I want to do is we'll still do that $60 donation. I believe that'll be in April, he said, but he'll know further details later. Mm-hmm. I want to take that game donation. We haven't decided on the game yet. Or the value of the game, but we're going to do a giveaway. I will say it's probably going to be at least a $30, no more than a $60 game. We're going to do a giveaway through Gleam. I believe we'll probably establish that sometime this upcoming week, so we can announce it officially next week on the show. It'll be just as simple as any other Gleam giveaway. If you've never participated, you go on, you do a quick sign in with your email and address or your password, and you get X amount of submissions for each one that you do, whether it be following me on Twitter or Rusty or Griffin. We're going to integrate Griffin and Now Yo Gaming as well if he's interested. And the more things you participate in, the more entries you get for the giveaway, and a better shot at the game. It'll probably be a 7-day giveaway, so it'll give you 7 days to submit as many entries as you can. So we'll post links on Twitter and stuff when we get that set up, and we'll announce it officially next week. But so that's, I guess, about it for the title. Again, insert podcast here.
Yes, we're so happy to actually have a name.
We really are.
Like an identity now between us for this whole thing and stuff like that. All this stuff to kind of connect, and now we can start promoting and use Twitter and all sorts of stuff.
Some of you may have noticed that
I'm so relieved.
I got on Twitter yesterday and actually made the account once we chose. And I did follow some of you.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of you noticed, but it was cool. Get that official out there.
If I didn't live so far away from him, I would have bitch slapped him so hard for doing that. It's like you're giving it away too soon, man. It's supposed to be a surprise for everybody.
It was kind of a teaser.
Yeah.
It was fun. But anyhow, insert podcast here. If you haven't done so, it's insert_podcast. Go over to Twitter and give us a follow.
Yep.
I don't think I put that in the description below yet. We're also going to be integrating a new Twitch account for IPH Media, however we're going to call it. I guess we'll give you that when we actually make it. You got anything else on that?
No, not really. Let's touch on the topics that we want to discuss real quick, and then we'll jump right back into our future plans and everything like that. Okay. And while we're doing all that stuff, we're going over all this stuff. You guys want to something I was thinking about the other day, and I know I talked to Rise about this a little while ago and stuff like that. But our background topic for this week is going to be, I know that there's a lot of things that really, connect people to certain things that they do. And I know a lot of people that are in here are video gamers and stuff like that. What video game has affected you in, the most as you've grown and stuff like that? There's always this one game that people connect themselves to that kind of got them through like a tough time or really showed them something super special in their life and changed them. What video game did that and why? Quick little snippets and stuff like that. If you guys want to post stories and everything, that's great. And I'll share them on Twitter, everything like that. So do you want to extend this a little bit since this could be a little more in depth? We can give them a couple days to submit them to us and everything, and then we'll announce.
Yeah, let's see what kind of submissions we get in chat, and we'll go from there.
So, because I have a really big one. Like,
That's not what she said.
No, one of the biggest things for me is like, I really get like absorbed into games and everything. I try and enjoy as much of each game as I possibly can, and like learn everything about the story and trying to connect it with all the characters. There's so many different games that you've been able to do that with. And The Last of Us, you really connect with those characters. But over the years, I'm a huge proponent, like huge supporter of Metal Gear Solid, and there's like in Metal Gear Solid 3, there is like this, they're kind of like this message that you're driving home this entire time is like loyal to the mission at all costs and stuff like that. And it's like, being, okay, give me a second, Tony. But,
insert underscore
thanks,
podcast.
Griffin. And, well, Metal Gear Solid 3 just kind of taught me to just really just stay focused on the task and really just kind of stay with what you're supposed to do and just put all your devotion. That's why I'm so devoted to my work and I'm so passionate about my work and stuff like that. But don't lose sight of what's most important, in the end. And Metal Gear 3 throughout the entire thing, and you get to the end, it kind of explains that to you. Just staying loyal to your mission, and but just don't let it corrupt you. So that was like one of the biggest things for me. I learned a lot about like just being loyal and staying focused on the thing that you're really good at, and that was my work.
Which you are.
But anyways,
another topic we're going to touch base on today is Greykey. If you have any input
great.
and you have any knowledge on this, throw it in the chat. We're going to touch base on this in a little while too. Basically, it's an iPhone hacker.
Essentially, what it does, it's just a little box. These people kind of came out of nowhere and developed this thing. They're based out of Atlanta, Georgia. They come up with this little device. It plugs into your iPhone. They say it works the best on 5S and later, and it actually does work on 8s and 10s and all that stuff. Essentially what it does is you plug it in, and it has like some backdoor stuff. It bypasses some of the encryptions on your phone. And then because what happens when you try and input a password on your phone to unlock it, you get so many different attempts to fail, but before it just kind of locks you out and gives you the option to erase all the data and stuff like that. This bypasses that encryption somehow. I don't exactly know how it works, and they're trying to sell it to law enforcement and stuff like that, so they can get into your phone. It unlocks the phone, gives you direct access to everything. I mean, it's not some sort of workaround. It gives you the code, and you unlock the device, and now you have access to all their files, their messages, everything, social media, all that stuff. They're selling it to law enforcement for about $15,000.
And that's for like so many uses in a year or something like that.
I think it's 300 uses a year, and it has to be connected to a network.
And it's like
and
30
it's locked to that network.
To that network, yes.
So you can't take it and hook it up to another network. And they use the network connection to monitor how many times you've used it to unlock a device. But there is a more expensive version.
$30,000, I believe.
$30,000 for lifetime free. And that's the one.
I believe that opens up your network, though, right?
Yes. That's the one that has me the most concerned. Okay, if law enforcement wants this device, they absolutely have to have it. Fine and dandy. But this unlocked device is what scares me the most. Somebody's going to get their hands on it. Somebody that's not law enforcement is going to get their hands on it, and it's going to lead to hackers figuring out how it works and implementing it in a terrible manner. That's just the way it is. Now, Apple's really good about their software updates. They're going to have their engineers probably working on this thing. They'll get their hands on it, and then they will figure out what the back door is, and they will hopefully patch it as soon as possible. That's what they do. They believe it or not, Apple does want to protect people's privacy and stuff like that. That's why they built the Touch ID and the facial recognition, all the way they did. But this is troublesome. This is worrisome for people. Like I said, I don't care about law enforcement having it, but it's all the rest of the assholes out there. They're going to get their hands on it. That's what I'm worried about.
Even then, Apple doesn't want law enforcement to have it. So
no, they don't.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't. That's, of course.
They resisted the FBI, and they had every right to when the FBI requested it for that the guy from San Bernardino or wherever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So.
Oh, can't drink from a bottle, James? Too good for you?
Yes.
He likes my mug.
Essentially, it is, yeah. But they're saying it's a gray area there. You know what I mean? Like, but they're trying to get stuff worked around for the laws and stuff like that. Where um, with a proper document, they can actually. Damn it! It froze up on me. With the proper documentation, they can actually get access to it and stuff like that. So I mean,
And again, while I'm thinking of it, it was for iPhone 5S and up.
And up, yes.
So anything below that, Matt Prill 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So it's I'm curious to see where this goes from here on out. You know what I mean? So
anyhow, if you want to read any more on that, I'll throw a link in the chat quick.
Yep. So and then the next topic is somewhat video game related, but if you want to go ahead and throw that one out there.
So there was a class action lawsuit against Sony.
It's like one of the longest running class action suits in the industry.
Yep. So basically, to sum it up, if you own a PS3 FAT that was compatible or capable of running Linux, correct?
Yeah, you can install another operating system.
Any other OS. You're entitled to $65 as long as you were aware that it was able to do so.
Yeah.
And I believe you have to be the original purchaser of it.
Yes.
And they'll know that. You don't need a receipt or anything, but they'll know that from the serial number.
Yeah. See, well, like me, I get on the website and I register all my stuff to my account.
Mm-hmm.
So all my serial numbers are all registered and stuff like that. So it's all brand new and everything. So, but yeah, essentially what it was is the PS3 FAT originally gave you the option to install Linux if you wanted to, for really no reason at all. I mean, I don't know why this was that big of a deal for people. I mean, it had very little resources that were allocated for it. It ran terribly, but people liked it because they could do like freeware content and stuff like that, and it was just whatever. But then Sony realized that there was a way to use that to kind of break the system, to hack it, jailbreak it, whatever you want to think. So they got rid of it rather abruptly, I must say. Mm-hmm. So that's what led to the class action lawsuit. Essentially, people were claiming that they were sold something with the promise that it was going to be able to do this, and people are saying, I specifically bought it for this, which is a joke. Mm-hmm. Linux you can install on a basic PC, do whatever the hell you want with it. Why are you buying a PS3 and allocating like 128 megs of RAM for an operating system? Like it was a joke. So people just wanted to bitch about it and everything and stuff like that. But if you do want to take advantage of the class action lawsuit, I think it's up like a $65 payout.
Yep. Actually, I'm going to throw the link to the full article in the chat. At the bottom of the article is a link for the submission form. It will tell you, the protocol to filling it out and what you need. So,
see, now I'm against like bad business practices and stuff like that. If they can prove that it was for the safety of their consumers and all that jazz, then get rid of the feature because it wasn't a very widely used feature. But talk about it more before you do it. Say, this is why we're doing this. Don't just say, and then pull it out and, like, later, guys, and not say anything about it. Tell your people about it. Tell the people that, like, even though you're talking to a minority of your fans and the people that bought your system, you're still talking to everybody and telling them this is what we're doing. We're removing a feature because of this, blah, blah, blah. And then, take the backlash, get some ideas on how to handle it and stuff like that. On the other hand, if you are just going to claim this just because it's available, then I would suggest you get that $65, buy a game on the PlayStation Store with it. Give the money back.
Yeah.
Screw it.
I agree with that.
It's sitting there. They got to get rid of it anyways. They had a certain settlement that, so it's like if you get the full $65 and give it back to them, buy a game. I mean, like the Vita. So they got rid of so much stuff off the Vita. It's terribly disappointing.
Right here is that Garden City group link with the submission form. It gives you everything you need to know.
So,
anyway, I want to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of the title of the show? What do you think?
17.
3? I think 3.
17.
It was the best.
Feeling a solid 17.
That works.
I still have my fat.
I actually do. I have my original PS3.
I do too. I have one of your original PS3s too, I think.
Yep. That was the reverse,
yeah.
the 4 USB, the 80 gig or something like that, or whatever it was. But I bought one in, man, I think that might have been 2010.
Yeah.
2009 or 2010. What is this? 2008? Probably 2009.
Yep.
Maybe a little earlier than that, but it's literally mint condition. It's 80 gig.
Yeah.
80 gig fat. This thing is flawless.
Yeah. I bought the Metal Gear Solid 4 bundle in 2008. Remember, I went early before work, went to Walmart, stood in line, and walked in and got it, and I pretty much bought one. Nobody else was there to get it. I don't know why these other people were standing in line behind me. They didn't go to electronics with me, you know. But it was like apparently there was a sale on sheets or some shit. I have no idea. But anyways, I go in there and I get this thing. I take it home and I fire it up. Yeah, and I fire it up, and then I have to go to work and think about it all day, and that was like the worst day ever. God, I hate that.
Seriously, everybody, give me your feedback. Scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Unless it's negative, then go home. Go home with that crap.
No, I want Griffin to see the negative too.
Yeah.
Another topic. It's a hot one this week.
Yeah.
FarCry fucking 5.
Yeah. Have you played it?
Eat my ass.
I have played it a few hours into it, and now that's not enough of
Just
a game.
shut up. Just shut up.
It's not enough of that game to really make a determination on, you know, how good it is. But I know it's starting off better for me in that first few hours than Far Cry 4 did, and I really loved Far Cry 4. So
this is going to sound pathetic because I'm going to tell you that I didn't have time to play, but last night I was laid up from a bad back for a couple days. I was watching Rise was one of them. Nalio, he was streaming it, and a couple other people on Twitch, and it looks incredible. I read a couple brief articles and whatnot of people's reviews on it from day one. Yeah. There's people saying they're playing like 16, 18 hours on the first and second day total. Yeah. And they're still loving every minute of it.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be that way for me because I played with Cisco co-op yesterday until we realized that if you play co-op, only the host gets all the progress.
Really?
Yeah. So it's we played for a couple hours last night and he didn't get any of that progress. Like I'm getting perk points and stuff like that, and he's not getting them. I'm like, no, you know.
You know what though? That's a good opportunity to give you a reason to go back and play and let him host or vice versa. And
yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Well, I wouldn't either.
No, now that we know that, I mean, there's really no reason. I mean, unless it's like, fuck, dude, I got this big ass, you know, compound I got to take down. Can you give me a hand real quick? Because him and I, like, we were going in with these bows, dude, and we were just, yeah, dude. Him and I with bows, we're clearing compounds, no alarms, no alerts, no discoveries.
Bows,
compound, dude, it was awesome, man. We're just raining shots out, just raining them out.
My PS4 is 6 inches from me. It has not been booted in like 2 weeks, I don't think.
That sucks, man. I feel bad.
Could play on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Anyways, good math, by the way, Griffin. Anyway, I want to touch base on something that's actually pretty exciting. Now that we've
hello.
Good day, mate. I want to touch base on something else that's really exciting. Actually, last week's episode, I think, is kind of what sparked this up. Mm-hmm. We did mention it briefly here and there. I have another spot here that we're going to turn into the new studio. After having 2/3 of the band here, had we had that, you know, full band, we would have been really packed in this room. So we decided we're going to move studios. I made quite a bit of progress already in the last week. I'm hoping, or to give you a timeline, probably 3 to 4 weeks, we should have this set moved into the new studio.
I feel so much pressure right now.
2 to 3 weeks. We may have to take 1 week off while everything's torn apart and moved because it's tough for him to come help me, and I'm busy enough at work to do it all by myself. So we may possibly have to take a week off. I'm not for sure yet. We'll let you know. But we're going to move studio. The area is actually 3 times larger than this. It's close to move in ready. Very close, probably a week or two. Mm-hmm. And
we're just trying to figure out the layout right now, exactly how we want to set everything up so that we don't have to move anything, and like we can have people come in, bands play and stuff like that. We're gonna try and keep that momentum going. Have local bands come in, throw some jams down for you guys and stuff like that. And
we're gonna move set though here in a few weeks, and we're gonna get it set up. It may look similar to an extent for now. We're just gonna keep moving forward, making changes as we go. In fact, that might be the most exciting thing about this for me is just making changes and making it unique for us. Anyways.
Yeah, the biggest thing is the reason why we're making this change is because we want to do bigger things in the future for you guys. We want to give you bigger, better content, and this room is going to really help us with that. The more room we have down there to kind of really, to adjust angles and transition and look this way and do a certain show, we're going to have a green screen, all sorts of things and stuff like that. So we're going to give you guys more content. And we're not going to be limited to such a small space. Yeah. So it's going to be a good time.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, for sure. Oh Jesus, Squaz. So
hot tub time.
The funny thing about that, I forgot to text you the other day and tell you. So Tony and I were texting the other day, Squaz dog, and he says, I don't know, he was just making small talk, and I said something about the progress I was making downstairs on the studio, and I don't think he's really ever seen much of the basement, except you can see the hot tub initially when you walk down there, because there's a hot tub in the basement. And I told him I was working on the basement, getting it set up so Rusty and I can do our show down there. And he sends me like a bunch of LOLs and laughing faces and shit.
Did you figure out if that thing was a time machine yet?
It's 2096, isn't it? So anyhow, he sends me a bunch of smiley faces
Tony's
and
been
shit.
down there a few times.
Yeah, you've been down somewhere. I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing about? He's like, all I did was just picture you and Rusty doing the show in the hot tub.
Get that image out of your head. Get it out.
I like it. Cuddle time and hot tub.
Yeah.
So we may do an episode of Hot Tub Time Machine.
No, but more space, more content, bigger, better things.
Definitely.
This week we didn't have any time to get you some gameplay and stuff like that, but I'm going to have so much FarCry content for next week. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
You're going to have what?
FarCry content.
Have what?
FarCry content.
Have what?
FarCry content. So, but anyways, I got some other things popping up here.
Hot tub cuddle machine.
Yeah. Nice.
Matt's like, please don't.
But other things we're going to do, me and Cisco, we've actually been, I'm sorry, Cisco and I have been working on making some levels in Portal 2. I'm trying to get Nate to play this game. I know it's an older game and stuff like that, but that is still, like we just went back to check it out, just be like, how well has this game aged? So well. Like, I can go back and play Portal 2 anytime I want. It's so much fun. Then we dabbled into the level editor, and we're making some pretty cool levels, dude.
Oh, shit.
So I think what we're going to do is I'm getting Nate playing the original Portal because he's a turd and he's never played it. And then he's going to play Portal 2. And then he is going to play mine and Cisco's levels, and we're going to laugh hysterically as he tries to struggle through these things. It's going to be awesome. So if anyone else hasn't played, yes, they absolutely are, Griffin. They're fun puzzle games. They make you think. The mechanics are fantastic. They look great, and they're freaking hilarious. I love how funny those games are. There's so many good lines out of there. You'll be saying stuff that, you'll be thinking about Gladys for weeks after that. It's so good. If anyone hasn't played Portal or Portal 2, you are and you love video games, you will absolutely adore Portal and Portal 2 if you guys are puzzle people. So, unfortunately, you can't play Portal unless it's unless you have the orange box on Xbox 360, but you can play Portal 2 on Xbox 360 if you have an Xbox One or an Xbox One X. Portal 2 is backwards compatible, so you guys will be able to play that. Or you can just buy them both on PC and be done with it. So
I got to get on Steam and see why that wouldn't let me download it.
Yeah.
I think
Download what?
I think it was
Download
wrong.
what, Nate?
Portal.
Yeah.
Portal. Portal.
So it's going to be a good time. I think that's going to be a really fun episode. And then going back and touching on how I got in touch with a dude from another band. They're really, really good. Hopefully we can get them in the next few weeks after we get this new studio transition done and all that stuff. And that'll be a good time. They got some really good jams. So, what are you looking up over there, Nate?
Don't worry about it.
What are you doing?
Don't worry about
What are you
it.
doing? Tell everybody.
I'll tell you later.
What are you doing?
It's a secret.
What are you looking at? Oh, that's so long and thick. What is that? Oh my God.
Fillet of fish.
Yeah. So, what else do we have planned?
Good things. Many good things.
Yeah. Anybody else want to throw any ideas out there for topics you want us to discuss and stuff like that? I mean, hit us with it. I mean, we're open to pretty much anything.
In case you missed it, the background topic for the day: what have you played that had the most impact on your life?
Yep. We'll give you a couple days too. You can tweet at us and stuff like that, and then we'll do the typical $10 giveaway and all that jazz. So
Tweet at us.
yeah.
Tweet us.
Yeah.
Tweedledee.
At us. It's coming
Did
towards
you
us.
see the feedback we got on that YouTube video for last week's show?
No, I did not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Cool.
I tried.
That was all Shoot the Rooster though.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't us.
Nobody
We didn't do
fucking watches
anything.
us.
Like nobody. Like, whatever. They were in it for the band.
I'm working on something, so
What are you working on? I don't
Just
understand. Like
talk to these.
all I
fucking
see
people.
is your giant bald head. It's driving me nuts.
Look at the neck fat.
Yeah.
I can see.
Cool. So good. I'm gonna draw lines through it.
Oh my.
So, yeah. So right now we're kicking around ideas and what we're gonna do with the new studio. It's gonna be a nice layout, multiple transitions. I think what we're gonna do is actually have the gameplay in the background for people to kind of look at wherever you guys want and stuff like that. But as far as topics now, we are, like the name suggests, we're gonna be doing everything. So if there's something you guys are like, holy shit, what about this? Throw them at us. We'll talk about it real quick. We stay pretty up to date on a lot of different things. But man, I just want to talk about Far Cry 5 so much.
So talk
it's
about
so good, but I don't want to give anything away because there's a lot of development stuff right at the beginning that kind of sets the. I can talk about how turkeys are assholes.
Oh, fucking turkeys.
Oh my god! In Far Cry 4, I don't know if has anyone played Far Cry 4. I don't know if there's a whole bunch of fans of it, but in Far Cry 4, for some reason, the eagles were complete assholes. Like everywhere you went, you'd hear the screech of an eagle, then you'd be getting attacked by an eagle. Well, in this game, for some reason, it's giant fat turkeys. Like, I went to go save somebody that was a hostage yesterday, right? I pull off like the greatest pistol shot in the world, and I hit this dude in the dome, and I'm running up to save this person to liberate them. It says, and two fat male turkeys run up and killed him. Turkeys. So I shoot at the one turkey, and it turns around to come after me. Now I'm getting messed up by turkeys. Why is that a thing? I don't understand. Oh, 3 in Blood Dragon. Yeah, Far Cry 4 was great. I think Far Cry 4 had one of the best villains, in recent memory. But I dabbled a little bit in Far Cry 3 on PC, but I never actually played it. All I can hear is your mad typing over there.
Good. I hope you like it.
Are they mean? Like, they attack you for no reason at all? I mean, one thing I could discuss is that whole polygon thing, but man, that just get me all fired up. I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, you should.
Yeah, it's just a joke, Well, there's a reviewer out there who reviewed Far Cry 5, and they were upset because it didn't push a political agenda at every turn like they wanted it to. It didn't make a political statement about firearms and America's love for guns and all sorts of different things and everything, and like it didn't poke fun at Donald Trump. I mean, they do like indirect things, or they didn't state that the people in the game are white supremacists, like, and that the religion is Christianity and stuff like that. Like, come on, why can't you just respect a game for what it is and appreciate it? I love it. I think it's great so far, But to say that it's a bad game because it didn't push a political agenda, that's horseshit. That's up to the developer. If they want to send a message, they can send a message. If they don't want to send a message, they don't have to.
Right.
I don't care. You know, and it's like they give it a bad review because it didn't, you know, it didn't cater to their agenda that they want to push. You know, what a joke. You know, I won't really say who. I'm sure people have read it and stuff like that, but it's just what a mess. And then they made another editorial about it the next day, talking about how it's the game spends so much time trying not to offend anybody that it's actually going to annoy everybody. Basically, stating that like, you know, if you're, you know, if you're in any of these groups, then it's not okay for you to like really enjoy the game because, you know, like you're supposed to be annoyed by these things. Otherwise, you know, you're a tool like this. I think the guy's a tool, honestly, for being that way. It's like it's dumb. It's like video games are what they are. It's the creative direction of the people that are making the game, that are pouring their heart and soul into this thing. If they don't want to have to push a political agenda, then they shouldn't be required to, and they shouldn't be knocked for not doing so. You know what I mean? Yeah, did they have every opportunity to? Of course they did. Everybody does that makes any sort of content. But if you don't want to, you shouldn't be, you know, held down because of it. It's just bullshit. So I just hope it turns out to be one of the highest selling games, one of the best games of all time, and these guys can suck it. Seriously.
Sorry, I'm working on something, but you're doing good.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, no shit, right?
So stupid.
Yeah, we're reading Far Cry 5 on its trigger levels today. It's just dumb. Like, that's how I just, you know, I look at video games and movies and all sorts of stuff. Like, I appreciate it for what it is, and then if it doesn't have good mechanics or something like that, that's what I don't like about it. I don't give a shit about the message it's trying to send or not trying to send. You know what I mean? If it's got a good story, it's got a good story, according to me. I don't.
We should play the Ouija board on the show one time.
Why would you do that? I don't understand. What were you working on over there? Were you doing something?
Yeah,
You gonna tell me
I was
what it
watching porn.
You gonna keep me in the dark?
Porn.
Come on. So, yeah, that's rant over. I'm just getting all fired up.
You know how pissed off I am about all the excitement that I had to play Far Cry 5 and I haven't yet?
Yeah, I know, and I got it 20% off too. It's the best part. I love it.
I'm actually more pissed off about that because I pre-ordered it.
Don't mess with
Ouija
Kiji
bears.
Kiji bears.
Ouija bears.
Don't mess with Kiji bears.
So I pre-ordered this bitch. Then I was like, fuck, I ain't gonna have time to play, so I canceled the pre-order.
Yeah.
Then I ordered it for full price.
Oh.
I bought it for full price.
Why?
Because I didn't think I was gonna play it for a fucking long ass time.
You got it on sale though, right?
$60 sale for the regular.
What? I don't understand.
I pre-ordered the deluxe for $55.99.
Okay.
Hard copy on Amazon.
And that gives you what?
Whatever the deluxe came with. I don't fucking.
You didn't
know.
look into it?
No, there's only two options. There was the regular one for $44.99, and
Did you just buy something without knowing what you're
yeah,
getting?
absolutely. It was probably a pair of boots for my character. Like, who cares?
No.
They're Uggs.
Yeah, Ubisoft is big on just skins. They just give away
Yeah.
skins, like, you know, and they sell you skins for.
So, anyway, I
$10 for this
pre-ordered
much
the deluxe. It was $55.99 instead of $70. Then I canceled it because I didn't think I was going to play it. And then I'm like, well, fuck, I want to play it now. And then I ordered it the night it came out.
Regardless of whether you're going to play it immediately or not, you were saving money on it. You should have just.
But I'm still trying to play games that I have, and that annoys me.
Right, Griffin?
Who the fuck asked you? Acts like it came with the title of our show or something.
Yeah, right? I mean. But, yeah, no, it's a good game. I think you really enjoy it. Actually, holy crap. The one thing I do want to talk about, I don't know if anyone saw this or not, but Nalio Gaming and I, we actually played the game A Way Out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any of that?
I know, I've seen the link. But
Yeah, it was super cool. It's basically like, it's kind of hard to explain. You play the whole thing in co-op. The second person that you play with, like say you own the game, you invite someone to it. All they have to do is download the demo, the 16 gigabyte demo, and then you invite them to it, and then they can play the full game, but they don't get trophies. That's the only stipulation there. but it was a really good game. It was solid, good for $30, great story. Um, um, but I liked how they did like all the transitions and stuff like that, like between the two, like what you guys see throughout the whole game. It's essentially like playing like couch co-op. It's split screen, but when one character does something super important or like they've got a big part of the story, it kind of fades out of the other person, so the second person doesn't play for a little bit while they watch the story, get a little bit, and then it goes to the next little bit and everything. Mechanics were really good. It felt a lot like Uncharted. The shooting mechanics were a little kind of blocky, like it wasn't as precise, but it was a lot of fun. We played through the entire thing. I think we started Friday, maybe. It was just Friday and Saturday, or we did it Saturday and Sunday, and you can actually check those videos out of on Nalio Gaming's YouTube. He actually has, I think, episodes 1, 2, and 3. I think there's 4 episodes of it. But man, we had a good time, and there's all sorts of stuff you can do to lollygag in between things too. Like we had to go into this farmhouse, and we look around the farmhouse, and there's like a banjo and a piano, and then you can play horseshoes outside. And all sorts of stuff. So we're just like trying to beat each other at horseshoes and shit like that. We're like, let's get through this as fast as possible. Oh, look, horseshoes. And we're trying to beat each other's score and stuff. And that, like, we arm wrestled each other at one point and everything. A lot of fun, man.
I'm actually looking for that right now. Did he stream it on Twitch?
Yeah. No, he just recorded it and put it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So it was a good time. It was a really good game. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I enjoyed it more because I didn't pay for it or what. I have no idea. But I mean, I honestly like if you like that kind of stuff, if you want to play it, but you have to play the whole game co-op with somebody. So it's best if you pick a person, and go through it start to finish. And it's like we probably had, even with all the lollygagging, maybe 6 or 7 hours into it. But that was just enough time to tell a really good story. It was kind of like playing a really long movie, is what it was.
I'm going to pull that video up in a minute here.
Yeah, it should be just on the Nalio Gaming. That's his actual YouTube. Let's see if I can grab it real quick.
I just seen your question, Tony. As long as you stick to official source apps, you shouldn't really have to worry about that. I don't believe they do.
Are we talking about like when Apple Care?
Maybe malware or something like that. Some kind of like a. Is that what you're referring to, Swez Dog?
Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what he's referring to here. Are we talking about like how Apple has Apple Care for device damage and replacement and stuff like that?
Yeah, virus is what he's referring to.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't believe they do. At least not to the extent of Apple. Again, though, stick to, like, I'm trying to think of the word for it.
Yeah.
The more trusted source apps, like you get them janky apps on Google Play all day long, and that's where I would worry. That and the porn that you look up. So
that's the biggest differentiating factor between people. It's like it's the same topic that people discuss. Are huge Apple proponents compared to people that run Android and everything like that. Is the people that love Android love the fact that it's more open than Apple, and the people that love Apple or just are happier that they have a more closed, like a walled garden type thing where they know they're protected from, all this other bull crap that could come in. Like I'm pretty sure there's still way more apps on the Google Play Store than there are on the Apple Store, but that's because they filter out a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. They do. And as far as virus protection and stuff like that, it's so much better. Like you really like Apple devices, they just don't get infected with any. You have a hair right here.
Yeah,
sorry. That dude, it's driving me fucking insane. It's like reflecting the light, and it's just like I'm right
glitter.
Here.
It's glitter.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I don't really care.
So my thing with Android phones, right out of the box, they're already naturally laggy. I've personally seen it on every brand new Samsung phone. Like you just play with them and they're slow. They're not responsive. You go and put any kind of malware or Trojan or malware software,
Virus protection.
virus protection. Thank you.
Got you, buddy.
Let me start over. You put any kind of virus protection on anything Android based, at least with Samsung, I should say, because those are the only ones I've really messed with. You really draw out of what power they do have, which isn't, no offense, which isn't much compared to Apple.
No.
But personally, I think you'll be fine.
It all comes down to optimization for each one. Okay,
Right.
that's the biggest thing. If you look at it, specs for specs, Apple devices are always behind every other company as far as core count, memory capacity, all that stuff. But it's the way the operating system is optimized to run everything. Apple's ecosystem, their operating system, uses very little resources in the background, whereas like anything Android, it's not heavily optimized because that platform has to work across so many different devices. That's the biggest thing. So, whereas with Apple devices, people are always, within 2-3 years they're getting a new Apple device, so it only has to cross so many different devices that are relatively close to each other, but they just make so many optimizations that, what are you working on down there? It kind of helps it out. So if you do put some sort of other software on there that does have to consistently monitor and work in the background, you're eating up a little more resources, and it's going to slow you down just a little bit.
I'm going to say yes, because Norton's very heavy. So is...
Because it's a good software.
Right. And so is, what's the other one?
McAfee?
McAfee, yeah, I think maybe that's the one I'm thinking about. That one's really heavy, too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you need it, though.
No.
I know it's kind of nerve-wracking. You get a brand new phone like that, Squaz Dog. I personally don't think you need it. Again, it depends on what you're downloading, what you're using your phone for, though. The everyday use that you utilized your past phones for, I would think probably not. But, yeah, that's the one, Malwarebytes. That's the one that's just like, it's an absolute fucking dog. It's like my computer. This thing is a rig, but I will not run any kind of protection on it.
No.
None.
Yep.
And I haven't had a problem.
So take it over. Good. Yeah.
So yeah, just put a condom around it.
Yeah. And don't use it for questionable actions. I mean, just you got bigger screens for that stuff. I could discuss that for days and stuff like that. I could really divide the community between Apple and Android if I wanted to, but
oh yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to do that.
What is your favorite, most used? No, it doesn't even have to be most used. What is your favorite app on your phone?
Out of the 203 that I have on there now?
My God, I gotta say, I was just talking to someone about this. We'll get back to your answer. I went from strings of 16 gig iPhones.
Yeah.
You get 1 or 2 pages of apps, a few photos. You got to delete everything. I went to the 256 gig. I haven't touched anything. Love it.
No, I spend so much time, every day going between all my work apps and stuff like that, and then social media stuff. But as far as like a favorite app,
this goes for everyone. What's your favorite app, Apple or Android?
Man, I really couldn't tell you.
If I'd say most used, it's kind of sad, is Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Like, I always there's like this little dinger that goes off my head. Check the deals on Amazon and Newegg.
Yep. I just like to put things in my cart.
Day.
I've been putting things in my cart for years, and then I go back through and I sift through, and like it kind of gives me a reminder of why I'm fucking broke all the time. I was gonna say,
what device do you have, Griffin?
He's got an iPhone. I just don't know which one.
Which version?
Smulesing. Okay.
Yeah. As far as app on my iPad,
on your phone.
On my phone? Okay. Well,
your daily phone.
My daily phone. Well, because I use this all day.
I understand that. Okay. But not everybody has one, so I'm just trying to.
Well, I have it out of necessity.
Why are we fighting? Is this where we break up?
Yeah.
I actually found some interesting apps. This might not be my favorite, but I have an interesting app that I forget I have often. It's called TV Cast or Allcast TV. So basically, if you have a smart TV of any kind and it's connected to the Wi-Fi at your house, as soon as you start watching a video on your phone, you just click it and it brings it up. So basically, like when you're watching YouTube through the app, which is the only app that it's integrated through its own personal, SmartCast. Yeah,
That's one for
that's
TV.
for Vizio.
Yeah.
But anyhow, this one's for any smart TV. I went over to my girlfriend's apartment one time. I'm like, hey, watch this. And I realized I can do this. So it doesn't matter what you're watching. If it's a video link, if it doesn't show it in the video, you copy and paste the link and then bring it into the app.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
The Samsung devices are really nice. Going to what Griffin said, I've actually talked people into getting new Samsung devices. I mean, I know Tony and I have talked about this like months prior to this and stuff. He asked me, what do I get? iPhone 10? Samsung? And I was like, well, I mean, do you want to wait for the S9? I mean, like if you're not already married to an ecosystem like me, I've been with Apple since the iPhone 4. All my stuff, like I have all sorts of money wrapped up in this thing. So I can't like really leave the ecosystem without having to just start from scratch and buy into a whole new thing. So I've stuck with Apple. I like their devices. I like the ecosystem. I don't need anything. I don't need a whole bunch of customization options. So I stick with them. But there's some great devices out there. The S8 was fantastic. I knew a guy that I worked with that had it, talked him into getting it, and it turned out to be an absolute great purchase. He loved the phone. The S9, I'm sure, is a really great phone. Haven't really looked too much into it. I've been kind of focused on other things recently, but I mean, they make great devices. As a matter of fact, this screen on my iPhone 10 is made by Samsung. I mean, it's modified by Apple, but it's built by Samsung because they do the best screens out there on smaller devices.
I just can't figure it out though. So I've got two people recently that have it's a Samsung S8, whatever the best one was that they had. Both less than 6 months old. One of them's like actually 3 months old, and they're a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Like they're slow. You can't like everything's freezing all the time, and they do basic stuff. They're not like us where we just like
Power
get them.
users.
We're not power. We're power users. They're not, and they're just dogs. In fact, one of them happens to be my girlfriend. She's got an iPhone 10 coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, her phone's 3 months old,
Yeah.
and it's an absolute pile. But she is a lover of Samsung. And I won't get into the argument because there's things I do like about Samsung that I wish I had, but there's no way I'd go back because that's where I started. You know that. Like, I was so dead set on Droid or Android or whatever it was, and it was always a Samsung. I loved them. But as soon as I got used to having an iPhone, about a week or two in, I could not believe the raw power these things have and how they optimize. It's
Because
incredible.
of optimization.
Yes.
I love it. They're so good with their engineering and stuff like that. Okay, going back to what Griffin just said about you can always get an iPad and keep that Apple ecosystem. Actually, I do a lot of transitioning between my two devices.
Yeah.
A lot of my stuff I do on my phone, like I'll start a file, I'll start something on my phone, and then I'll carry it over at home or later on. And when I'm like, say we're driving to a different job, and I got the apprentice at the wheel, I can finish what I'm doing on my iPad. I do a lot of transitioning between my two devices. I'll start something here, finish it on here, that kind of thing.
OAG, my friend. What does the title say? We announced the title of the show, compliments of Griffin's submission, is Insert Podcast Here. Previously, it was Insert Title Here Podcast because we didn't have a title. Yeah, there you go. God, come on, OAG, get with times. So Insert Podcast Here. We'll touch base quick on that again for anyone that wasn't paying attention. Then I'll show you that video from Nalio quick.
Yeah, we are the result of Griffin's love.
Yes.
Yes, we came directly from Griffin's.
We're going to have
love.
a show. It's going to be a fifth show, maybe the fourth show. What was it? Hot tub cuddle time machine?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hot tub cuddle machine.
Insert podcast here. No, I know. That's okay, OAG. I was just messing with you. Insert podcast here is what we're doing. We're starting it out with season 2. We're officially branded. And we're going to roll with it. Hopefully everybody enjoys it.
Yay, happy times.
Very happy times. We're coming close to the end of the show, but I'm gonna show that video quick on Nalio's page
There's a lot of beer left there, buddy.
It'll be gone. Don't worry.
All I'll go get another one if you want. I mean, I got time. Just saying.
Shoot.
What that?
Shoot. Well, you still got some there.
Yeah, but no, you do that. That's all you, man.
I know. I know.
My germs.
What do you think of the title, though, AG?
Yeah, seriously.
Also, background.
Background.
The background.
We'll talk about the background topic.
Yes, we blame everything on Griffin regardless. Damn right.
Boy.
Also, and since you just arrived, Griffin opted out of the video game giveaway, and he wants us to donate the $60 to stackup.org.
Thank you, buddy.
That's going to be really awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, and we'll host that for him too. I mean, whenever he does that stream.
All right, so
We can do it on the official IGA or goddamn, I'm such a dipshit. IPH Media Podcast.
You fucking idiot. Yeah. So anyhow, we do have a Twitter. I don't know if I did add a few people. I don't remember who. If you haven't done so yet, it's insert_podcast, and we also have Facebook. We're going to have a Twitch. I'll throw all that out there later.
We could have called it the Insert Something Here podcast.
Sure. Anyhow, this is an hour and a half video. What do you want me to play here?
Oh, just give them a little snippet of it. Which episode is it?
Don't episode 3.
No, don't
That's all, folks.
Go back.
Z-back. Gang beats.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much of it away or anything.
Okay, what am I doing? Hey, you guys.
First time running
Episode
a
1.
Or is this...
A Way Out, Episode 1, co-op. This must be with Rusty Sheriff Spudge.
Yes. Rusty Sheriff Spudge.
Griffin is our hero. He is definitely doing hot tub cuddle machine.
He is a hero. I mean...
Actually.
He's been a huge help to us.
For sure.
I'd hug you. Like, if you were here right now, I'd just...
He would.
And, that kind of thing. Or high five if that's what you're into.
All right, I'm just going to kind of let this roll for a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to go get another beer. You want one?
Nope.
Okay.
Chop, chop.
Are you sure?
Get on it. Shut the door.
Shut the door.
Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so this is A Way Out from Nalio Gaming. Rise, Nalio, if you're in here. I actually haven't seen this myself, so I might enjoy it for a minute. You don't need audio. Ask for so much. Greedy.
Joseph Fares, the director. That's the guy that lost his mind in the video game awards. Or he didn't lose his mind. He had a lot to say, and he didn't hold back.
He was really, really excited about what he wanted to talk about.
So I was playing the character on the right. Rise was playing the character on the left. And we stayed with those same characters throughout the entire thing, too. We figured it would be best to do that.
So I was playing the character on the right, Rise was playing the character on the left.
That worked out wonderful.
It's repeating.
Well, I never set this up for audio. It's simply just to show you guys, but
don't really worry about the audio too much because it will actually give some of the earlier parts of the game away. But essentially, that's what you see the entire time. You have one person on the right, one person on the left.
that's pretty cool.
It actually really is neat. And then you'll see some of the transitions as they go through scenes. So essentially, he's arriving at the prison that I've been at for 6 months. And eventually something happens where him and I meet up and we start planning an escape, really. And we got to help each other out. So at some point, there'll be periods where our cells are right next to each other. He's got to be lookout for me, distract guards while I'm working on something. And then we got to I got to hand off something to him, and he's got to take the tool and then start working on it. And I got to be lookout for him. It's really cool how they did everything. So
I don't know if you mentioned this yet. How far into the game did you get?
We beat it.
Oh, you beat it.
Oh yeah, we got all the way to the end. We played it.
Yeah, I gotta play this. I really do.
It's so much fun. If you want, dude, I'll buy it and we can stream it one day.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna actually bring that up.
well, you know what? Hang on. I'm sorry. No, I'm not going to buy it because I already know what needs to be done.
Okay.
It'll ruin your experience if I'm playing it and I already, because like I'll automatically just start working towards certain things and stuff
Did
like
you
that.
see that?
What? What did I do? I don't want to ruin your experience. Like, I want you to play with somebody that has no idea what's going on. So I think what you should do is,
Buy another game that I don't have time to play.
yeah, hook up with Griffin maybe, and you guys play together.
Yeah, Griff, you play this yet? Fast.
Because one of my favorite parts about this game is like discovering a new area and then just playing with all the stuff in the area.
Right.
If I'm already bored with that stuff or I don't want to participate in it, I don't want to like say things to you like, "Hey, check this out," and have you come look at something just because I know it's already there. I want you to discover everything as you go through it.
How much
I
is
don't
this
want to ruin
game?
it for you. It's $30.
I might have to do that. I'll be in touch with you, Griffin, on that. Possibly this weekend, I think.
Lucifer.
I don't know what else we have this week. I think in the future, in the next 3 to 5 weeks, we should do an episode of us live streaming something.
Yeah.
A game.
Keep it, it won't be our Wednesday thing. It'll be something different.
Yeah.
It'll be a different day.
We'll try to plan on like a weekend type of deal. We're going to do a live stream, maybe from our new Twitch page if we have it by then. Anybody have any questions or anything?
Lou.
My man.
Cheers.
Podcasters.
Lou, what do you think of the name? Insert podcast here. Please tell us. Griff saved our asses again. But yeah, I totally feel you. I think we should, throw some game. I think we should throw some game, like some streaming and stuff like that in there. Like I would absolutely love that. Obviously, I'm like Mr. Gamer. I love doing that stuff. I love to play games with people. Anyone, and we thank you.
Very fresh. You can thank Griffin for that.
Yeah. What we should do.
He was the winner.
What we should do.
I'm listening.
Is we should set up some squads in Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh.
And then battle it out.
You will not get anybody in this chat to play.
Why not?
Unless it's like a couple of your boys.
No. I got people that'll play.
Well, I know you got people.
No, I got people. You got people? Do we have people?
What did you think of that? The whole zombie thing? I don't even know the name of it.
Oh, I hated it. I didn't like it.
I played it 1 or 2 full rounds.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
I thought it was dumb.
I actually thought I was going to love it.
Yeah. I played with Cisco.
What's it
Usually,
called?
What's that?
What was it called?
Who cares? Like fucking turd sandwich, I think it was called.
Later,
Is
Squaz.
that what it was?
Thanks for coming in.
Bye, Tony.
Anyway.
I think it was called turd sandwich.
Yeah, sandwiches of turds.
Can somebody confirm that for us? I just wonder. Look up turd sandwich on Google. I'm pretty sure it'll take you right to it.
That's about all I got, dude.
Yeah.
We do have some subjects for next week and some, various topics. I'll show you guys some pictures of the new studio and how far it's come.
Yeah. We're definitely going to keep you posted on everything and stuff like
We
that.
are going to
Posted on-
represent the living fuck out of Insert Podcast here. We love it. IPH will be the initials, and IPH Media we're also going to integrate.
Dude,
Do that.
T-shirts for the next show. We should do that.
For the next show,
Yeah,
that's a week.
we can make that happen.
Not that fast.
God, maybe 2 weeks.
Maybe by the time we have the new studio.
Yeah.
Anyways, hope you guys like the name of the title. We can all thank Griffin. In fact, we should all go to Twitter and tweet at him, thank you
Thanks, Griffin.
for Insert Podcast here. Hashtag Insert Podcast here. And again, anybody that is new or just showed up, Twitter, insert_podcast. You can follow me, Nate1225, and of course, Rusty Sheriff's Badge. We're going to go out drinking.
Yeah. Oh God, really?
Everyone, if you got a beer, Griffin, you're at work, go get a beer.
Mine's
come
so
back.
cold. It's so cold.
Got anything else you want to say? Congrats, Griffin. Good choice on that prize.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
We'll be in touch with you on that, though.
Yep.
Everyone,
Cheers.
Insert podcast here. Cheers.
Season 2, episode 1.
Who cares what? We're not live. I wasn't doing it. I have to go town.
Oh, I just drank all that. God.
I was still recording, though, because that'll be funny.